Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Let me log in. What's up, John? What's up, Steve? What's up, Giancarlo? How you guys doing? David.
Howdy from Dallas. What's up, everyone?
Hello, buddy. Big Red.
I'll be quiet while you're walking past the store, I think. Good Lord.
Hey, John. Good morning.
What's up from Australia? Oh, fine. Just say hi to Fernando. Hi, Sean. Dang. So a topic that I find amusing, he was just reading about, is, thank you, Word Up. Now that song's going to be playing in my head. Word Up.
James.
It's
Mike.
Okay, great. So, one of the things with the Philippines, one of the things I always find funny is when we get the question that is, can I plug in a USB expansion to the USB input on the radio? So it comes with one USB. I want to plug in like a 4-to-1 port, still do CarPlay, have menus that magically just appear. That, I mean, come on, guys.
No.
It can barely support one USB. It can barely charge an Android phone.
Yeah.
And you want it to be able to do all this other stuff.
That's crazy, but yeah, people actually ask that. Yeah.
You can change the wallpaper on your 7704. You can't change the splash screen. Well, you can, but it's very difficult, and they won't tell us how. So I'm setting up another system in my van. I just got an amp, a punch. Oh, it's okay. Didn't come with a punch bass knob.
You know they want to
yes.
install.
It's probably on your phone. The rest of it. If he's asking, can you get those? Probably. The old Pioneer Premier with the copper chassis ain't good. Wow. Yeah, the PR 800. Yeah, it's a good quality radio. Okay, so the old Pioneer Premier P800 PRS with the copper chassis ain't good. And how much does it go for nowadays? No idea how much it goes for. Is it a good radio? Yeah, if you're into CDs. That's about it. It's a great CD player. It's good sound quality, but like no Bluetooth. Very basic. You could probably find the P-Bus aux adapter for it. But it's just one of those things. Tony, what's going on, buddy? It's just one of those older pieces of equipment that, yeah, it's a great radio, but unless you're building some form of a retro system, I don't know,
Yeah.
Anyways, keep chiming in, letting us know where you're from. We'll get to the questions here in a minute. What's up, James? A couple things we want to inform you of, just so you know.
Okay, it's for Danny.
How the heck? How to check a crossover is bad from the... Okay, what's the best type? Bill Freeman. What's up, Bill? Hey, Drew, what's going on? Hello, Bill. Alright, what are you asking?
Alright, so Danny, about the punch, the 800.2.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I don't need it.
Wesley Chapel. Yeah.
He's like, I don't need it. It's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of pricey.
So...
the Alpine has subwoofer control.
Yes.
So he's like, can I find just a regular...
Beckham from Tampa. I like that.
Regular bass knob.
If you just want a generic bass knob that you can use with any amplifier, the LC1. It's a Pack Audio LC1. It's RCA in, RCA out. Total control for your amplifier. It's based. You can do whatever you want.
There you go, Donnie.
Let's see those MH double dins here. We just got those new double dins in today, Corey. So give it a day or two, or a week, or a month. So I mean, Paul was excited. Hey, we got these two new radios today. So I was like, oh, let's go ahead and show them. First time joining the show. Well, Brian, I hope you like the show. All right, real quick, 3 things we want to talk about. We have signed up for Patreon.
Yes.
So if you go to Patreon, go to 5 Star Car Stereo. If you guys want to contribute to the show, more than welcome to there.
We appreciate it.
I would like to call out Walter Banks as being the first person to donate money to us. If you do decide, what we're going to do is at the end of this show on the YouTube channel, we're going to go ahead and put everyone's name. So as long as you're an active subscriber or an active contributor, good word, thank you, your name will appear at the end of the show, and a special little, area. So he'll be the first guy. Thank you. Very good. Second thing. At the end of most of the videos, you may notice we have links to all the tools that we use, and you guys can go buy them on Amazon. We appreciate you guys are doing that. What we're trying to do is make it a little bit easier for that, so we're designing a web page that's going to be called Dean and Fernando's Tool Drawer. It's going to have all the tools with pictures and links to the
tools.
To the tools on Amazon. So that, I'm sorry, I'm reading and talking and thinking.
Yes, you can do that.
I know, I can't do that. So I'm in the process of building the website right now. It's going to be very basic. It's just going to be a picture of the tool. You'll know what it is. You want it, you buy it. We're going to try to update it. That way we can update it more, because we're running out of space in the notes, in the description on YouTube. So we're just going to take it out of there. There's going to be a whole website just for that, so that you guys can just, I want that light. We'll go here. It's right there. Click on it, and you can go buy it. So, and we appreciate you guys buying those things, because it does allow us to, it pays for the show. It allows us to make the cameras, buy the microphones, pay for the tripods, all the things that we need in order to do this, because it's expensive. Third thing. YouTube sucks. I'm just going to say it. I'm so annoyed with YouTube right now, and this new what's safe for monetization and what's not. Every video we've put up in the last 5 or 6 videos has been deemed unworthy of monetization. I'm having to go through the process of saying, yes, these videos are safe, there's no pornography, blah, 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 please review my videos. I'm about ready to lose my mind on this one, so it's very frustrating, because I'm kind of concentrated on putting out a quality product for you guys to view, and in the back of my head I'm going, I'm not going to get any monetization on this. I don't care if you skip them. It's just a matter of, I like to see the green little, thing that they put next to it that says, it's going to work.
Just to see if it
I got to go
works.
through this whole process of saying, no guys, look, I have yet to figure out why they keep doing it, other than this, audio porn, other than this annoying new system they have in place. So it's been driving me crazy for the past couple days and aggravating the out of me. Sorry, almost, slipped. Don't want to say a bad word. So anyways, those are the 3 things in my little red book. Fernando, what do you have in your little red book?
I have in my phone.
And I hit record this time.
That's good.
So all you guys were like, dude, where are the questions? How come they're not on there? I didn't hit record. So we hit record, so this week we'll have the questions as they pop up, so your names will be there for everyone to see and be like, I'm just checking. It's recording. Your names will be there for you to see, hey Corey, what's going on, for you to see your questions, and you'll be able to know what we're talking about. So I'm sorry about that last week. That was, past couple weeks have just been really, so, alright, go.
Alright, Raphael, he's like, how do you check a crossover if it's bad from the component system?
Check a crossover, it's bad from the component system. That's a good one. So, how would I do that?
How do you check a crossover?
I'm trying to think of how I would do that. I mean, obviously, I would just go grab another crossover, screw it in, and see if it works. But I would probably, you're coming out of a source. I'd make sure before the crossover, I'd use the test speaker. I'd make sure going into the crossover was good with my test speaker, so that I know my signal coming into it is good. And then I'd take my test speaker and go to the tweeter output, see if it works, and then go to the mid-range output and see if it works, to make sure that I don't have a blown speaker. If it's still funky at that point, I'm not 100% always set on my test speaker being that reliable. I would then also run a tone through the tweeter and the mid-range to make sure they're good. I would also disconnect the input to the crossover with my tone generator, run my tone generator into the crossover. And so there's like 10 tests I would do to rule out or figure out that this is definitely bad. The other thing you can do, which is probably the easiest thing to do, is pull the top off and look at it and smell it. If it's a bad crossover, like a cap is going to blow, or you're going to see burnt spots, more than likely something will be wrong. You'll be able to see it. So that's the other thing too, is you can also switch left and right. If you don't have another crossover, you can pull the one on the left door, try it on the right door, and see if it works all of a sudden. Because if you have, but yeah, that's one of those things that it's like, okay.
You have to do a lot of steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Robert, what's the best USB Type C to HDMI?
If you have a Samsung phone, go ahead and buy the Samsung to HDMI, Samsung HDMI to USB-C connector. We just got them in today.
Yep. Brian.
It's this guy right here. Let me try to get some contrast here. This is it. You get them on Amazon.
Yep. Go closer.
Okay, this will work perfect. We just did one today on a MediaLinks cable on the new 694?
690, yes.
694,
yes,
Kenwood
yes.
Exelon 694. So we know this works through the MediaLinks cable. We knew it did because you guys are nice enough to tell us when you do these things. So we went ahead and ordered a bunch of them, and we were kind of hoping that you guys were right. So we're good there. That's what you need.
All right, Brian. Brian, this is my first time joining the show.
Thank you.
How long do you guys normally stream for?
We typically go for about 45 minutes, depending on the attention span of everybody watching.
And welcome to the show, buddy. Robert, say hey there from California.
Okay.
What's the best USB to HDMI? Got a Samsung Galaxy SA Plus.
Well, I already covered that.
Yep.
Next question.
Sorry, never mind. John, well then, since you say that, I have two questions about the Pioneer 4200 NEX.
Okay.
I know a USB 2 is for Android.
Correct.
However, can I use USB 1 for a flash drive? And is there another way to mirror my phone?
You can use USB 1 for a flash drive. Yes. You can use it for an iPod or a flash drive. Is there another way to mirror your phone?
Yes.
What kind of phone do you have?
I think it's like
if you have an S7 of any kind or anything with a 7 in it, that's a hit or miss, man. That's been the biggest disappointment as far as trying to mirror the 7. The 6 you could do Miracast. The 7 has just been upgrade to an 8. They work perfectly with this cool cable we've just showed you, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of hoping for everyone to work through
And
those
then
7s.
he also wanted to show it in the headrest.
You're never going to show your phone in the headrest through the radio's HDMI input. You have to do a MediaLinks cable into the aux because HDMI does not pass through these units. You can't put an HDMI into a radio and then out through a yellow coax style output. You'd have to turn it into a coax style input before it goes into the radio. We have a video that shows you how to do rear seat entertainment on an NEX. Check it out.
All right.
What's up, Dave? Loving your work, man.
All right. So Barney, say, hey guys, did you see the eclipse?
I can
don't.
still see, so no. I tried to do the whole cool phone picture thing, but we were real busy when that came out. I thought it looked really cool because it got kind of like dark and looked like I was wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat. And then it went back to hot and bright.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Eric, say, what do you think about MVX audio?
NVX. That's
MVS.
That's the
MVX audio.
The stuff from Sonic Electronics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sonic stuff. When we did the Tiburon, not the Tiburon, the Velocitor. He bought all that wiring. It was really nice wiring. I thought it was good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no problem with it.
Also, we did like a battery capacitor.
Yeah, we've done a couple people that brought in that stuff. It's Sonic Electronics house brand, so it's nice copper. It's good stuff.
And God.
Dead air. Remember Patreon. We're on
Yes.
Patreon, just in case you guys want to.
You say thank you. Thank God the patron Dean finally.
Yeah.
Definitely monthly. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And there again, I'm new to the whole Patreon thing. I just threw up a number and was like, hey, maybe you guys will do this. Great. You can do whatever you want if you want to do anything. I mean, there again, we appreciate everything you guys do us.
Yep.
We had a guy from PA that stopped in this past week. Knew we liked Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Dropped off a Chick-fil-A card for
gift
cards for Fernando, Paul, me, and Haley.
That's awesome.
She lost her mind. She thought that was the coolest thing ever. So yeah, that was pretty on. I mean, sometimes stuff like that, we're just like, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're normal guys. This is what we do. We're just talking to you, having fun, trying to keep this light.
To help.
And when something like that happens, it's just like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, you know.
Sean is like, Paul, take my contribution.
What? Sean, Paul takes my... Yeah, I know. Paul doesn't count.
Alright, so... Hey, did you forget to show us your new ferrule crimper?
No, I haven't showed anyone the ferrule crimpers yet, and the reason why I haven't is we're testing the pair we have right now to make sure those are the ones we want to go with. We're just got our Amazon money for this month, so I'm planning on buying a couple more pairs so that we can, you know, anytime we recommend something, we put it through the ringer. We make sure that it does what it's supposed to do. The other thing, too, is I've talked about this before. We did the whole ferrule video, and we talked about going with the Ferrules Direct guys, and they turned out to be kind of douchey to us about it and asked us to not recommend anyone to go to their site because you have to buy 100 at a time. Yeah. So fortunately now Amazon has a bunch of ferrules on them. So there again, I want to do a nice video where it actually you guys can see us use them, and then you yourselves can go buy the exact same stuff and have the exact same results we have here, because it's no good if we're just talking and doing and then you can't get. So that's why we haven't shown those yet. But yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I know you've seen clips of them and whatnot, but yeah, don't worry. We're going to do a whole video on that. Mm-hmm. It's coming. It's probably realistically about 2 weeks away before we get to it, just because we need to keep testing these to make sure they're the right ones.
Yeah. All right.
So
Kevin,
be patient with us, please.
Kevin say, when is the new season of Dean and Fernando Installer Diaries?
The next episode will be tomorrow if all goes well tonight. Well, we changed that up a little bit. So here's what we did. What we were doing is we were trying to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The problem was we were doing so many cars and we were just filming everything, and it got to be to the point where it was taking 6 to 8 hours to edit each episode. Extremely long. Closed. It was extremely long time, so I'd get home from work. There was some nights I was up till 5 in the morning editing, and I'd actually have my alarm go off while I was still editing. So and it'd be 45 minutes to an hour long. It was way too long, though you guys watched them, and that was great. So what we're doing is we're shortening them down. We're trying to keep them at 20 to 25 minutes. I'm trying to put out more of them. We're building up a surplus of them right now so that we'll have a ton to go with. Right now, I think we're almost 2.5 weeks of backlog on those, so that we have a ton. So when we have a slow day or we have a day where we're not in the bay doing so, like we had 2 days last week where we actually couldn't film because we were doing things that couldn't be on video. Mm-hmm. So that would have really screwed up the previous way we were doing the show. So now we're able to have a backlog. We can take like cars from... You're gonna like it. So what you've been seeing lately is the new format. We're developing the pipeline to make it faster. That's really the easiest way to say it. So stay tuned. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have the next episode. And what we're trying to do is get to 2 or 3, maybe 3 minimum a week. Yeah. So we're gonna get there.
Hey guys, when you guys going to do a review on the DDX 9904S?
We just got the 99.4s in, as everyone knows, a couple weeks ago. We've been playing with the 9904, the 6904, the 694 like today. I think the only one we haven't had a chance to play with is the replacement for the 893. We shoot those videos every Tuesday night. We've been trying to get through as many of the Pioneer videos, like we did the 2330. Last week we shot the 1330 and a bunch of the little supplemental videos that we do for them, like today's video, which was what's the difference. Tomorrow would have been actually shooting that video, the 9904, but there's some personal thing came up on my account and hit mine and his side. So we're not going to be able to shoot that video tomorrow. So we're going to be shooting that next Tuesday. So you'll see that probably next week. You'll see the rollout of the Kenwood, because we wanted to get as much as the Pioneer done. Then we got to go back to Pioneer, and then we have somewhere in there we have to fit in the 207 Alpine. Yeah. So because we have those in stock too, and that's going to be a hot piece for Alpine.
Yes. All right. So Gabe, we all know the difference in sound going from a Class D 4-channel amp to a Class AV.
You may, depending on the type of Class D amplifier you currently have. If you have an inexpensive Class D amplifier, going to a Class AB amplifier, you probably notice the difference. If you have a high-end Class D amplifier, then you won't notice the difference, and there is the difference. The higher end Class D amplifier you have, the closer it will sound to a AB amplifier, and you won't notice a difference. Yes, Jason, Haley is off to college, so I have some time. After I get all the tears out of my eyes, because she's gone.
Okay, so Richard is like, help. I went to install double DIN head unit in my 2007 Dodge Charger RT.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the aftermarket harness that was wrong. So I went and plugged everything back in, and I don't have sound. He plugged the factory radio back in, and he don't have sound anymore.
Ooh.
So the radio still tunes, station, play CDs and tapes, but it's no sound at all. I'm sure it's plugged into the non-amplifier harness.
Well, it's really okay. So first thing you need to check is it 4 or an 8? Meaning, is there 8 speaker wires on the back or 4 speaker wires on the back? The next thing you have to make sure is that the data, well, if the radio's turning on, then the data wires didn't get cut, so that's a positive. I don't know what would do that, other than if the factory amplifier, if it's a 4, it has a factory amplifier, and possibly the factory amplifier fuse is blown. I don't know how that would happen, but it's a possibility, because there is a fuse for the factory amplifier. The factory amplifier is above the emergency brake pedal, if it's got one. You actually don't pull the carpet off, you pull the knee buster off, the piece of plastic there. There's a screw behind the little trim panel here and one down here. The whole piece comes off. You can actually see the amplifier. Once you remove this, then you can remove the carpet. Otherwise, you're going to screw up the carpet. You can measure at the amplifier to see if there's constant 12 volts or ground. If it has an 8 behind the speakers, behind the radio, meaning there's 2 sets of speaker wires, then it's not obviously going to have the amplifier, at which case the only thing I could think of is that for some reason the radio locked up and isn't seeing the load from the speakers, so it's just not going to turn on. That's weird. Really, the easiest way would just be get a smart harness. Get like either the LC, LCCH11 or LCCH21. You can look both those up. They're the low-cost versions of the expensive harness, and the difference between the two is the harness. One is the square style, and one is the one that has little round or tapered corners on them. So I don't know which car you have, but you could definitely look at your harness and figure it out. Those are reasonably priced too, very reasonably priced.
Alright.
Okay.
So Corey is like, what's the best Underseat Sun you guys stock besides Focal?
The best Underseat what?
Underseat Sun.
Underseat what?
Sun.
Sun?
Yes.
Sun or sound?
No, it's Sun. S-U-N.
Underseat Sun?
I'm sure it's sound.
Underseat sound?
Yes.
What's the best underseat sound you guys stock besides Focal? I'm guessing that's what sound.
Sound. Okay.
If we're talking underseat like subwoofers, we never put Focal under a seat. Typically under the seats we're putting either the Phoenix Gold shallow mounts or the Kicker new Comp RTs, which are my new favorites because they sound really good. Rockford also has the T1 if you got the time and the money.
Alright, Charles, can I buy the underseat amp mount for the Scion XB?
We make every one of those from scratch, custom, so no, but you can get the plastic if you go to our description in some of the videos. That's why we're making the Dean Fernando tool drawer, is that we do put links to like a 12x12 and 24x24 inch piece of Sentra and ABS in the show notes, so that you guys can click on and order those for yourself. The Sentra, you really need no tools other than a sharp knife to cut, because you can score it and break it. It's really nice for under the seat, and you can heat it up almost with a hair dryer if you need to bend it.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Johnny, dude, I noticed something in the car audio industry. There seems like a lot of female installers. True or false?
I've actually don't think I've ever met. I've never met a female installer. I met Kenwood had years ago. Kenwood had one lady that worked for them, and this chick knew everything. She was a regional sales trainer, a regional product trainer, and she knew everything. Man, this chick was on point. I mean, she was just the bomb. I mean, you could ask her anything, she knew it. It was great. Other than like sales and office, I mean, I don't think I've ever met any. Like, we get people from these guys here all the time, but they very rarely know anything about car audio, which is kind of amusing considering they work for one of the biggest car audio companies there is. But no, it's purely, it sucks. It's very male dominated. It's retarded.
That's good.
No, it's not. It's bad.
There you go. What are good 5 1/4 component system for around like 200 to 3?
Check out the energy components. Those are nice. Energy components. Yeah. Rockford makes the Punch series 5 1/4 components. Yeah. That's about it that I can think of off the top of my head. There are more, but not in that price point.
All right. So David, so the new Pioneers don't need HDMI to a lightning adapter for Waze?
No, they don't. So if you saw the video, we went ahead and I have another one coming out for that too. But no, you don't have to do anything. The new one, you just plug in the USB, you download App Radio Live and App Radio, and you just switch between the two, and you can watch Waze. Now, if you, I'm assuming you're talking for an iPhone, it works great. They've fixed this, like when you have one of these and you try it, the screen is barely visible. It's terrible. You can hardly tell what the hell's going on. The new radios, whatever they did to fix the down res for the 1080 video, fix the screen resolution for Waze, it looks gorgeous. I mean, just as good as on the phone. So if you have an iPhone and you're trying to do Waze, definitely check out one of the new radios, the 2330, the 23, the 13, the 1330. Any one of those, Waze works amazing, looks great, way cool. If you have Android, it doesn't matter. Android Auto is native Waze now.
All right, so actually Corey say I'm in the Underseat Sub. Autocorrect, it sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Underseat Sub.
Right. Got it.
So, what do you think?
We did. We covered that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Unless he's talking about one of those little box pre-made.
Yeah.
No, those, I don't have anything there. Nothing.
No?
No.
Okay.
I hate them all.
Craig. Hey, guys. What's up from Illinois?
Hey.
Cramping in. How much are those Samsung USB-C to HDMI adapters?
I honestly have no idea. Paul ordered those. A lot of the times I order that stuff off Amazon for him. No idea. We'll start putting links to that stuff in the show notes too. That'll be in Dean Fernando's tool drawer too. Links to all that stuff because we know that's a real popular question. I want to say it was under $40, but I'm not sure because like I said, I didn't buy it.
All right, Desmond, say, what's your recommendation for under-seat subwoofer?
Don't put it under the seat. I mean, if you're doing like a shallow mount truck box, cool. If you're trying to do one of those pre-mades with the subwoofer in it and the amplifier, that's personal preference. I hate them all. So, we've put them in. We have the Pioneer, we have the Kicker. That's a real specific customer.
They don't want bass.
And they don't want bass. I mean, I don't know. Every one I put in, and the people are like, that's perfect, that's what I want, I'm totally amazed. Because, I don't know what they are looking for, but it was it. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Alright, so, Jason, you find any upgrade for the new F-150 head units with navigation?
No. As far as what?
That's it. That's what he said.
I mean, we've been doing the. If you're trying to replace the radio, no. But if it doesn't have a Sony system, and you're trying to replace the radio, trying to upgrade the radio. So if you have the non-Sony F-150, what we've been doing is the audio control LCQ1. And if you want to see that, we actually the last or the second to last install diaries. It says in the title LCQ1 in an F-150. That's what we've been doing. And we're pretty much set on that. I think that's going to be the new go-to because that sounded really, really good. And we have a T-harness that we can make.
What's a good 4-gauge sub-amp wiring kit?
Stinger. Stinger makes the new Stinger Select product, which basically was the former SoundQuest product. It's 100% copper. It's reasonably priced. I mean, we sell the 4-gauge kit for about $50. They make the Pro kit, which is probably closer to $80 to $100. The Select kit's pretty nice. You just want 100% copper. Okay, that's key. And make sure it's not like really thin, crappy shit, but stuff. You want 100% copper.
Alright. So, Brian, will the Alpine PDX F6 amp 150 by 4 RMS make front and rear 6.5 components scream loud and clear? Just getting back into the car stereo after some time away, and I can't believe how small amps are.
Yes, that PDX F6 is a beast. Yeah, that thing is a monster. It's got tons of, it's got power for days, man.
What's up, JT?
You can put some really nice set of speakers on it, and it will just drive them hard. I mean, it's rough. So no, that's a really nice amp. A lot of the times we're kind of leery because it's like, ooh, and sometimes we'll step down to the 4 depending on what we're putting. But if we're doing like a really nice set of high ends, like some K2s or some high energies, oh yeah, it eats those things up. It's great. Go ahead.
Alright, Fidel. What's up, guys? What's better, a shallow mount subwoofer or a regular sub?
Regular sub. But you can't put a regular sub underneath the seat of a truck without doing a lot of really custom fabrication to get it to sound good. So like if you put 2 shallow mount 12s underneath the back seat of a pickup truck, it's going to sound good. If you put one normal 12 in a box that's the same size as that one, it may not sound as good. It may, though. It's one of those things where is the effort worth the reward? Because you're going to have to build some form of a custom fiberglass enclosure to get the depth. And when you're done, you might be like, I could have just done some really high-end or really nice shallow mount woofers and been really loud. Because some of these shallow mount woofers, like the 2 we talked about, are very impressive.
Yeah. All right. So, Eric, how to add aux to a factory radio?
How to add aux to a factory radio?
Yeah. iSimple.
The easiest way to do it is use this guy right here, the iSimple FM modulator. It's not a transmitter, it's a modulator. You unplug the antenna from the back of the radio, you plug this thing in, and it will literally take whatever the strongest FM signal you have in your radio and shut it off, and you feed an aux into that. They make a Bluetooth version, they make an aux version, they make a the one there just has a set of RCAs so that you can plug anything you want into it. You can plug a USB into it. You can plug a lightning cable into it. They make all different connections for it. So, and that is the IS31. Okay.
All right. Raphael is like the remote wire you guys use is oxygen free.
Yes, we use oxygen free Stinger 18 gauge speaker wire. I mean remote turn on wire. We buy it in every color they make.
Okay, so Aldo is like, second question, I noticed that you guys use a lot of wiring kits. How do you guys start on wiring? From the trunk to the hood or from the hood to the trunk?
If you'll notice in the videos, we always wire the amplifiers up on the bench, get everything the way it needs to go, put the amplifier in the car, and octopus out from there. I don't like to go... Doing this a really long time. I've done it pretty much every, and you name it, I've tried it. And to me, anytime I have to run wire from the front of the car to the back of the car, sit in the back of the car, do all my connections, laying over the guy's seat or the girl's seat, sweating, dying, crimp connecting or soldering or cutting zip ties, dude, that's miserable. There's no reason for it. We make a nice amp mount, we wire everything up to the amp mount, get the amp looking all pretty. We on the bench, ready to go. We've already decided, like we sit there and map everything out, where we're going to screw the amp, where the amp's going to go, which wire needs to go which way, so that when we walk into the car, we set it into the car, and from there, it literally takes 20 minutes to get all the wires throughout the car and done. Yep. If we're just doing a single amp. Obviously, bigger amps take longer time, but it's way cleaner, way nicer. That's the secret to those cool amp boards, is that we're not building those in the car, because No.
All right. I need a pair of loud 8 or 10 subwoofers. Any recommendations?
I mean, you know, you have, depends what your price point is. I mean, Scar makes really nice, loud 10s and 12s. They have the ZVX, which is a monster. You have Sundown, which makes huge. You know, you have more commercial readily available. You have your P2s and P3s. Yeah. You have L7s that are still stupid loud. So there's a ton to choose from. Yeah. I mean, subwoofers are all pretty good nowadays.
Depends on your pocket.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right, Justin. Hey, guys. Thanks for the awesome tips. What is the best way to secure the subwoofer? Can you include it in the future video? Yeah,
that's one of those things we've talked about. Depending on the install, yeah, typically if it's in a trunk and it's going to slide around, what we typically try to do is take some of the 1/2 inch plastic that we have and make like a 1 inch strip that's about the length of the box, and then we'll screw it between whatever the trunk board is in the piece of plastic. If it's just crappy 1/4 inch, then we'll actually make 2 and scissor it between the like screws up through it, so that it has a nice, and what that'll do is it'll keep the box from sliding back, and then you can still lift it up and easily take it out, as opposed to just screwing it in with brackets. I've found that everyone rips out brackets, so that's what we do. And yeah, when we do that, I'll make a point of putting it in the video.
Okay, this is a thank you for CT. Well, say, guys, your Camaro pack overview, hidden mic, and Pioneer bypass. The video helped me a lot to put my 2330 in my 2011 SS, including running the yellow wire from the harness to the harness. Thumbs up, up, up. Thank you.
Oh, cool. That was a recent video, too. Awesome. Glad that worked out, man.
All right. Let's see. Fro Haley, it's after college, right?
Yep.
Jared. Thanks, guys, for the video watching, all of them helping me to install my Pioneer 490 VS. Cool. CJ, have you ever installed an Alpine Type R shallow mount?
You know, it's funny. I don't know what Paul has against selling expensive shallow mount woofers. He got a bad taste in his mouth with that woofer one time, and he just doesn't want to sell it to anybody. We have a couple guys that buy. I mean, he has. I mean, we got a couple guys,
if
dealers
you ask, he sells
that buy it from us because they build a box that they sell online for like a real specific car. But other than that, he won't sell that woofer. I don't know what it is. So I know. I mean, I tried to put it in a car once, but he's like, "Oh, we're not doing that." It's like, all right, whatever.
Okay, so Jason, for 2008 Jeep Liberty using the pack C2R Y4 customer car had dash lights on with the module plugged in. Fine with the factory radio.
I gotta hook you up with my guy Ernie. That's an Ernie question for sure. Send me an email. I'll get you in contact with Ernie. He'd be the guy you'd want to talk to see if he could fix that or know anything about that.
Alright, JT, I have a pair of 15 Pile DVS subs 2000 Max Edge for 4,000 a pair. What do you think will be good amp to push them?
Piles?
Yes.
4,000 a pair?
Yeah, 2,000.
What's that? Well, Scar has that new line. What is it? Hold on. They make the RP
7100 NES. It's really good.
Alright, Scar has the new RP line. It's called an RP 2001. Check that out. You can go to their site, scaraudio.com. They have it listed there. It's the new RP. They're really thin. It's really long. It's 2,000 watts. That would probably do the trick. If one of them won't do it, you can always get two. They're real reasonably priced, too.
Alright, Will Gill. Say, I have a Pioneer 7100 NEX. Is really worth it to upgrade for the new NEX line? If it's so, which should I
No,
buy?
That's not even worth it. No, stay where you're at. If you got a 7100, there's really not enough to go up to a 7200 yet. So just pardon me, hold tight on the 7100s or any of the 100 series Pioneers. If you got them, just hang on, because what's going to come out to replace it, we don't know anything about, but it's going to be cool. So.
All right. Well, Carmen say these guys do my audio. Thank you so much. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Craig, what's the best way to tune your amps, gains, and crossover? Craig.
So the best way to tune your amps, you know, if you don't have the tools to do it, is going to be with your ears. At the end of the day, you have to isolate. So if you're trying to tune a whole system, you can't tune a whole system at once. You have to tune a whole system one channel at a time, or one set of channels at a time. So you'd work on the front, then you go to the rear, then you go to the sub. And you want to figure out, by listening to the front, which is the most predominant, it's in your face, where you feel the where you feel the radio is distorting. Always start with the gains all the way down, and always pick a nice center frequency for the crossovers. We've talked about this before in the videos. I always set the crossovers to 80 hertz, both high pass and low pass, so that when we put it into a car, we have somewhere to start. We turn the gains all the way down, put it high pass on if it's a high pass, low pass on if it's low pass, right at 80 hertz, and then we kind of work it from there. Some systems, you know, if you have access to a DD1, you go ahead and put a DD1 in. Some systems, you know, you can tune it that way. They make the CCA1, which is a crossover calibrator, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, if you don't have the tools, you got to use your ears. So isolate and listen. Play music that you know really well, like in the song. You always hear us play that stupid song from whoever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
hold that thought. Answer this next question.
All right. Let's see. Eric,
What?
Does the Pioneer?
I'm in the middle of a show.
Does the Pioneer make an upgrade microphone for a Bluetooth?
All right. I'll call you.
Well, depends what kind of radio you have. Every model, every year they have a new microphone. So if we install a new radio, we install a new microphone.
Yes. I thought somebody was dying.
What happened?
Well, she kept calling, and I was like, I'm in the middle of the show. She's like, oh, I forgot.
It sounds like
This is only like the what week is this in the year? 3rd, 28th, 29th week of the year. We've done this every Monday.
You sound like John Schneider.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, who's dying?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Who's dying? Yeah, John Schneider. Yeah. Who's dying? All right, sorry.
All right, Brian.
Yeah.
Kenwood 9903S. Hooking up a headrest. What's the video output resolution from the yellow cable?
It's gonna be the lowest possible. The screen's a 480 or 800 by 480, so
yeah.
At best you're gonna get that. You're not getting 720. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And they all are 800 by 480. It scales up, so there's no 1080 coming out. There's no 720 coming out. It's just the garbage that comes out of these. So yeah, they don't look. It's not like watching TV in your living room.
All right, Tony. Tony say, have you guys ever installed a double Dean in the 2009 Lexus IS 250?
Sounds like my wife. Yes, Dean. It comes with the name.
There you go.
Double Dean IS 230.
250.
250.
I think they make the dash kit for. No, that's not. Never mind. That's for.
I'd have to see that. I'd have to see that car.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea, man. I mean,
okay. If you have a Lexus, where you want to go to check for anything Lexus orientated, or for that matter, Toyota, is Beat Sonic. If there's any way to put a double DIN in it, they're gonna have the kit to do it. If they don't have the kit to do it, then it's not getting done without doing severe custom work. So that's Beat Sonic, not Sonic Electronics, but Beat Sonic. So check them out. That would be the place you'd want to go to see if there is any way in the world of doing a double DIN over the counter.
Yep. All right. So Dean Fernando say, hey guys, I have a 2017 Ram 1500 crew cab.
Yeah.
With the 8.4 U-Connect, non-amplified.
Yeah.
Will you guys happen to know where's the best place to grab a speaker signal into the LC7i?
Behind the radio. I mean, you're going to want to go behind the radio for sure on that one. Yeah, so behind the radio is where I would go for that. Right now, I found a T-harness for it. If you go on Amazon or if you go on eBay, I think it's on eBay. They have a T-harness for a Bluetooth kit. So if you go on and look up Fiat Bluetooth kit. It's the same harness that's in their Dodge Ram. The only problem is like a $40 harness, but you can make a T-harness for that radio. Now, going forward, Metra's coming out with their new amp integration, which is going to be a module, and then you buy the T-harness. So once those products start to ship, I'm assuming T-harnesses are going to become a lot more reasonable, and we'll probably buy those, not for using them with the Metra piece, but just because they make nice, cool T-harnesses that aren't $40 for a T-harness. So,
all right, Craig. Say, what would you guys suggest is better? I don't have any power running to my highs other than the 4200 NEX. Looking to add some power soon. Just want some input. I should ditch my monoblock sub amp to the 5-channel.
And go to the 5-channel. Everything is just run separate amp on my high. So basically, it sounds like what he's asking is, do I get it? Do I keep the monoblock and get a 4-channel, or do I ditch the monoblock and get? Okay, so. Yeah, that's a great question. We get Paul asks me that a lot when we're quoting a system. We just do a 5-channel or we do 2 channels. The nice thing is 5 channels now, if you're just doing a 1 amp system, 5 channels are plenty big to do everything. The best 5-channel, the most, okay, not best, the coolest 5-channel was the best. We like it the most. Call it. The one we like the most, the PDX V9. If you could swing that, yeah, you'd be fine. But there's nothing wrong with running 2 amplifiers. You can pick up like a Rockford P or Rockford R404, real reasonable, pretty small footprint. It give you like 70 watts by 4. It's a great little highs amp. We do that a lot when the customer already has the R501 and they just want to add a highs amp. We'll put in a 404. Because we're not going to tear it all out, just put in the 5-channel. That's kind of silly. Now, if you're one of the people like me where it's like it doesn't all match, then yeah, that's going to be an issue. Because I don't have it in me to do different types of amplifiers. It just won't happen. So.
All right, Dustin is like, "What's up, guys? Do you guys don't do a lot of remote starts anymore? I would love to see you do some of those."
No. We just don't do a lot of remote starts. I mean, it's just not.
That was a good one in the truck.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, that was real fun. We just don't do a lot of remote starts. I mean, just in general, Florida doesn't do a ton of that stuff. I don't know.
Well, we don't do it.
But yeah, I don't know. But, yeah. Plus, yeah. Go on.
What do you like better, round or square stuff?
I like round.
Round.
I like square because they're square and they're cool, but I would never own a pair. Okay, next.
How can I use my draw video out into a radio with HDMI input?
I can use your what? Video output?
Draw.
What?
Draw.
Drug? Droid. Video out. How can I use my Droid video out to go into a radio with HDMI input? That depends. You'd have to find the Droid output to HDMI.
Yeah.
So like we were talking about, like Samsung makes this for USB-C. Apple makes a Lightning to HDMI. You have to find that connector. That's how you do it. And we don't know because there's so many Android phones. It's next to impossible to know what they all do.
All right, Chris. When I get my package VS41 and I run my camera, should I still use the front camera on my 5800 VHS or just the rear?
What now? What does he want to run? Front and rear camera?
When I get my package, the VS41.
TS41?
Yeah, the VS.
Okay.
Yeah, the camera splitter.
Okay.
And run my camera, should I still use the front camera?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get the question.
Or just the rear?
Just the rear. I've been thinking about that one myself too, and because the 5800 has a front camera input, and you're adding the splitter.
Yeah.
if it were up to me, I would probably keep the front camera on the radio, because really the only to me that makes more sense. I mean, unless you want switches, well, I don't know, because you can add a switch for it. So, because essentially what it's doing is it's just tripping the reverse wire with the switch that you provided. So I mean, if you want a bunch of switches to just immediately go to it as opposed to going to it from the radio, I don't think it's a lose either way. It really comes down to personal preference. I would probably lean on the side of keeping the front camera in the 5800 and just have the turn signals for going into the rear camera input, if that makes any sense. I think to me that would probably work out better in my mind.
All right, Eric. So the Bluetooth mic in the DHX 7800 BHS says they having a hard time to hear me. It's a diesel truck, so do I need to upgrade the mic?
No, you need to move the mic closer. There's really, if you have a big diesel truck, we try to put the Bluetooth mics as close to here, this area, right above the head as possible. That's where we try to keep the microphone at. We don't put it over here by the mirror. We just try to move it as far to this way as possible, because they're so loud.
Alright, Tony, last question. Thank you, guys. Do remote start run an ignition system? I have heard many stories possible to add one push button start cars.
I don't know. I've never had an issue putting in a remote start on anything hurting any part of the car. I mean, I've put them in. I put in quite a few of them. It's not right now. We just don't do a ton of them.
Yeah.
Up north, they do a ton of remote starts, like hundreds and hundreds of remote starts. That's their moneymaker. It's not our moneymaker here.
Right.
But I've never had one ever, and I can't think it would cause any issues with the thousands upon thousands of these things they put in.
Yeah.
They would fix it. Okay.
Alright, D, thanks guys. I just wonder why I will need a T harness to grab a speaker signal. Can I...
Okay, the only reason why I recommend a T-harness is if you're going out of the radio and into the radio. A lot of times when you do high level to low level, out of a factory radio, we use a T-harness so that we can have the signal that comes out of the radio into the LC7i or 8i or EQ or whatever it is. And then when you're coming out of the amplifier, you can go back into the other side, which is the factory speaker wires. It just makes the install a little bit easier, a little cleaner. If you're going to run all new speaker wires, which is almost impossible to do through some of these door jams, then that's what we do. Then that's different. But Haley's just going crazy. Look at her. Look. She's going nuts.
Hi from college. Hi, Haley.
So that's why we recommend the T-harness. If you're not running new wires, otherwise you got to cut the plug. Whether you're going to run new wires or not, the T-harness just makes it sexier because you're not cutting the plug. And we always try to not cut the plug.
Yeah. So, he says, can I just grab it and solder it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you're cutting the plug.
Well, he don't want to. He just
Nobody.
want to supply.
I know. I'm just saying. We try not to cut the plug. That's all. That was
all right.
the reason why we said that.
Carrie, at Audio Sue and Warner Robins. We love them.
The XR900.5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the XR900.5 is a great amplifier that Kenwood makes. Reasonably priced, too. Wow. Really reasonably priced. And a 2-year warranty. The funny thing is, I just always forget about it. Because the 801.5 is, my favorite small amplifier, which we do a ton of. We just never think to go to that. It's like we go the 801.5 to the PDX V9.
Yeah.
It's like that's the road. It's really weird. I don't understand it. Oh, she has biology.
Biology.
You'll live.
Yeah. Anthony, say hi from Earthen Audio.
Hi.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks for chiming in, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, Zach. What's the craziest things you ever found in a car during the install?
Dude, that's Zach.
Zach?
Yeah, that's Zach. Would you like some chocolate-covered strawberries, Zach?
Oh, what's going on, buddy? Yeah.
He's giving you a hard time. He knows the answer to that question.
Well, actually, the new one.
Oh, the frog?
The frog.
Oh, we won't even talk about that, because that'll ruin the video. We're not even going to talk about that. Yes, much love, Zach. Hope everything's going well, buddy.
Yeah.
Gary, yeah, 801.5 is, yeah.
Yes.
I love that amp. That amp. For a 5-channel, the size of that thing, and the power it has is just amazing.
Yes.
PXM is far better than XMM in my opinion. I'm not going to dispute that.
Yes.
I'm not going to argue that point. I do notice a sound difference between the two. It's just the PDX V9 is more expensive.
I agree with Jason. Yeah, definitely. I like the
that might be why we've leaned toward just going from the 801 right to the PDX V9, because it's like you might as well. But we have put in a couple of those.
Yeah.
And they're nice. I'm getting up to stretch because I think that's it, man.
Mark, any motorcycle installs?
No.
We don't do motorcycles, man.
Main reason we don't do motorcycle installs is because neither one of us know how to ride a motorcycle, and I have no means or tools to support a motorcycle in the
I don't want to die
bay.
soon, so.
So we don't have motorcycle insurance to work on them in the bays.
Yeah.
So we have plenty of motorcycle shops in the area that we work with if we have motorcycle stuff to do. So that's why we don't get into that. If I was into that thing, I'm just not comfortable, and if I can't guarantee. Yeah, if I can't guarantee the level of performance that we work on cars on a motorcycle, then I bow out. It's just not worth it.
Well, thank you guys for chiming in.
Thank you guys as always. You guys have been great. Everyone have a wonderful night. I'm not an Alpine dealer, so I cannot compare. No big deal, man. But yeah, you should become an Alpine dealer, and you can sell big ass radios like the rest of us.
We can sell you one if you want to.
Yeah. I'll ship you. All right, guys. You have a great night as always, and we will see you later next time. Patreon. Bye.
Bye.